Reading, already read or already reading? How to say? You all read already, right? The material I passed to you in the last class. Oh, because we are not going to read here. We just will discuss about the. So you already have the e-book, right, in the PDF form. So I hope you are reading. And then we will discuss about the topics that we are going to highlight today. That is about the what is that? The aspects of pre-Islamic Arabian society. That's supposed to be in page 43. But before that, we already highlighted about the what? The spread of religion, right? Or the religion in Arabia. As we already highlighted, there are several religions. Of course, in the last class we discussed about what? You all remember? Remember or not? We remember how the idol worshippers came into Saudi Arabia, right? Amr ibn Luhai. How he brought the idols, right? Right or not? So, mashallah. Because we need to relate to the previous discussion when we want to discuss about the aspect of pre-Islamic Arabia. We left one thing that is about the rulership in Arabia. You all remember how many rulership mentioned in that book in Rahiq al-Makhtub? How many? In the book. Those who didn't come, I think these four didn't come in the last class. Only you alone is the Sheikh. You all remember or not? There was about five what? Five rulership in Arabia. What are those? Anyone remember? There is rulership in Yemen, in Hira, in Syria, in Hijaz, and Pan Arabia. Yeah, right? Five, right? You all have the book? Yeah. Those are the five ruleship in Arabia. So I think we better but we need to highlight something about that also. And then we will go to how the migration of Jews and Christian came into to Arabia. Then after that we will go to the aspects of the pre-Islamic Arabian society, and that will be our last discussion before we go to the main topic, that is the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Can anyone remember when the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam born and died? Huh?
4,000 years before Prophet Moses.
Huh? What?
4,000 years before.
4,000 years before Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I don't think so. Do you have the marker?
Okay.
Yeah, I need to write. Yeah, okay. This very important information you should, every one of us must know, but it's easy to know also when if you go to the website. But you need to search lah. Ibrahim. Then after Ibrahim, who is the next prophet? Ismail. 1882. But in between Ismail and Ibrahim, there was another prophet. Who remember? 1997. Okay, let me put it like this. Before Christ, this is after Christ. So that makes you confused, okay? Okay, then we have Luth. 1950 to 1870. Ismail. 1911 to 1774. Then we have Ishaq. 1897 to 1717. Yaqub. 1837 to 1690. Yusuf. 1745 to 1635. Ayub. 1540 1420. Shu'aib.
Yes.
For you. Okay, Shu'aib. Yeah, I'm calling not you. Shu'aib, prophet of Shu'aib. Shu'aib to 1490.
I'm busy sending a message to.
What?
Sending message to group or live.
Okay.
After you call me.
Oh. Musa. 1527 1404 1407. Harun. 1531 1408. Zulkifli. 15,000 1500 1425. Daud. Daud 1063 963 Sulaiman. $989 to $923. Ilyas 910 to 850. Yunus Ilyasa 885 to 795. Yunus 820 750. Zakaria 91 to 31. Yahya first to 31. Oh, sorry. This is not the Christ. Only BC. All these are BC. Yeah. Here is huh? Huh? Sorry. Here starting. Now I realize 31. 31. 91.
Then that one dari Isa.
Huh? Yeah. And Yahya 1 to 31. Isa from first. You see, all these are in the first year of Isa alayhi salam. I don't know why it is put like that. 32. All of them die at the same time. Zakaria, Yahya, Isa. Can you imagine that? Then Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. $570 here. 570 AD until 632. How many years from the time of the Prophet ﷺ to Ibrahim ﷺ? 2000 plus 600 enter 30, right? What 30? Because he died in 32. Here is about 2-3 years. So minus 2,630 years. Now, who live more than 100 years here? How many years? Huh? 130? Who else? Okay, who else? 115. 115. Who else? Huh? This one? This is 120, right? Right? Huh? Correct?
No, this is 80.
Huh?
80.
80. 80, okay, correct. Then this one?
This one is
More than 100.
yeah, 100 plus.
Huh?
This one is 137.
137. Okay, 137. Then Ah.
180.
Huh?
Tapi his partner 180.
180? This one?
Yeah, tapi his partner 180.
180, okay. This one? Yaakob? Yaakob?
147.
147. And this one? Yusuf?
110.
Huh?
110.
110. 110.
120.
120.
20.
Okay. Son?
110.
Huh?
110.
110 also. 110. Is that?
120.
Huh?
120.
120.
120. This one?
110.
Huh?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This one?
75.
Huh?
75.
75. Okay. This one? Dawood?
100.
100. Okay. This one?
66.
Huh?
66.
66? Only 66?
Yeah.
Very young. Sulaiman, Masya Allah. He will control the world. We'll come to here. Okay, this one?
60.
60. Okay, this one?
90.
90?
90.
This one?
70.
70. This one? Huh? 40?
60.
Oh, dia
Ni dah after dah. 31?
40.
40 kan? 40. This one?
31.
31. Very young, eh? This one? Also 31 or 32.
Chef, which source is this?
Huh?
Which source of this?
Source.
Because of Wikipedia, the figures are different.
Yeah, can be. This is one of the internet sources.
Oh.
Internet from internet.
So I think these are all are assumptions.
Huh?
These are all just idea, just.
Yeah. It is nothing is we can perfect. Yeah, nothing we cannot say. It's just a kind of. For why I'm writing this one, do you remember when we mentioned in the last class about who is the person who went to Syria to take the idol to come to Makkah? Amr ibn Luhai. What year? That is about roughly about 300 or 400 years before Christ. About this age. Where? Here. This period here in between Yunus and Zakaria. Right? Because there was no prophet here in this area. How many, you know the gap? How long? How many years? Huh? How many years gap? About 600 years gap, right? Is there more than 600 years in any way? No. Okay, so here this period happened. But, you know, I need to write more. I don't have that. Because I need to compare. Okay, never mind. You can send in the one. You remember from Ibrahim alayhi salam, only one from Arab, right? That is Ismail, right?
Where is Saleh?
Huh?
Where is
Saleh?
Saleh?
Saleh? Yeah, good question. Where is Saleh? Where is Saleh? I forgot. I just before I come here, I was looking to the. Maybe I forgot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Soleh, good question. Very Soleh. Soleh. Yeah, Soleh. Yeah. You can search. Okay. The question is now, if you read the book, you will come across that the Jew have been chased out as a captive by two empire or two king. That is what you call it. One is from the Bukhtun Nasar, another one is from the Persian side, Persian. So as I told you just now, from Ibrahim, we have only one son from the Arab, that is Ismail. After that, after Ibrahim, where to draw? Padang. No, we need to remember, see the dates. So never mind. So let me put it like this: Ibrahim is here. So his son, who is the first son? Ismail is here, right? This is the Ismail. And then here is Ishaq. Okay. So from Ishaq, all these people came, right? From Ishaq, all these people, right? And where is their place? Where they settled down? In Palestine, right? Palestine. Okay. Now all of them considered as a what? Bani Israel, right? So this Bani Israel, one of the questions just I was thinking, why these prophets, they're ignorant about the teaching of the Ibrahim alayhis salam? What was the teaching of Ibrahim alayhis salam? Tauhid, right? Same like he taught to Ismail, he taught also Ishaq, right? So what happened suddenly when the inherited by Yaqub, Yusuf, and all of them are the progeny of Ishaq, Yaqub, right? Why the changes happen, which means that the idol worshippers happen in near Palestine or Syria, very close? How it can happen? Whereas the teaching of the Ibrahim alayhis salam, monotheism, worshipping one God, where it happened?
There must be another Ahmad.
I also don't know. I was looking for information. Maybe you have some idea you can give. Then, when you will come across, when you're reading this material, you see this. When we mentioned about that there are 5 rulership, right? Rulership in Yemen. Okay. You have your own notes there? Okay, let me read here. The rulership of Yemen, according to the notes you have, it is said that the people of the Sheba means Sabah. You all know Sabah? Okay, near Yemen. The oldest nation of pure Arabs. Do you still remember the pure Arabs which we discussed in the last, before the Eid? Long time ago. We discussed about the pure Arabs, right?
Yes.
So according to here, he said the Sabah, the people of the Sabah, the oldest nation of pure Arabs lived in Yemen. Okay? Brought to light their existence 25 centuries BC. 25 centuries BC, which means 25 means 2500 2500 years. We said just now, from the time of the death of the prophets to the Ibrahim alayhi salam is 2,600 years, right? Right or not?
Referring to the Qahtani, right?
Huh?
The Qahtani,
Qahtani.
the pure Arab.
Yeah, that is Qahtani is one of the tribe. But here, according to the book, he said that Sabaian. Okay, Sabaian. I don't know from where they come from, whether it is Qahtani or Adnanian or whatever. But he said about 25 centuries. 25 century means about since when? Since the time of the Prophet Ibrahim, they already be in Yemen. Right? As we know, in the last class we discussed about the Ismail was the first inhabitants of Mecca. So the question is how these people, the Sabaian, went to the cross the Saudi, Mecca, all this one, right? That is the route. How they went to Yemen? That is one question. They ignore Mecca. Is there any route other than this, the normal route? Wallahu alam. And then he said again, he said civilization flourished, domain spread 11 centuries before Christ. 11 centuries. 11 centuries before Christ. 11 centuries means about how many years? 1,100 years, right? So 1,100 years, which means before Christ, here. Where is that? Here. During the time of Dawood. During the time of Dawood, these people already exist in Yemen. And this Sabaiyan, who are they? You know, in Surah As-Saba, there's a surah, special surah, Saba, right? They call it in English Sheba or Sheba, whatever lah. But we pronounce it according to the Arabic pronunciation, Saba. Verse number what? Verse number 14. You remember what is the verse number? Verse number 16. It starts with the verse number 15. Laqad kana lisaba'in fi maskanihim ayah. You know, this is interesting, no? Because why? Because it is mentioned. And when we do research, we found that Saba fi maskanihim ayah. There was for the Saba aforetime a sign in their homeland, 2 gardens, and so on. You know that 2 gardens story, right? Jannatani an yaminin wa shimal, from the right, from the left. Kulu, and the prophets, who remind them? Who remind these people? Who remind them? How? Allah talk to them? Through the prophets, right? So who are the prophets?
Dawood and Sulaiman.
Dawood and Sulaiman. They're supposed to be in Yemen, right?
But then, actually, what happened during Sulaiman's time, the kings brought
What?
The Queen Sheba and something like that.
Balkis.
Yes, Balkis.
The Balkis palace.
Yes.
Where is the Balkis? The palace of the Balkis. That's another story. So the question is, as we know, in the past maybe we was thinking everything happened in the northern part of Hijaz, right? But they already have big kingdom there in Yemen, which is Dawood and Sulaiman is not a simple ruler, great ruler of the world. So I didn't come in pertaining their awareness about the Kaabah. Why they didn't go to the Kaaba? Right. Or we don't know the story. Not anywhere in the Quran mentioned. Not only that, Dawood, if we say this is the period, Dawood and Sulaiman and these people are same place in Yemen also. Because Allah mentioned here in this verse, laqad kana fi maskanihim ayah. Laqad kana what? You see, laqad kana li sab'in fi maskanihim ayah jannatani an yamini wa shimal. This is a clear reminder of Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala to these people, and say kulu min rizqi rabbikum washkuru lah baldatun tayyibatun wa rabbun ghafur. There was for Sabah a full-time assigned in their homeland 2 gardens to the right and to the left. Eat of the sustenance provided by your Lord and be grateful to Him. A territory fair and happy and a lot of forgiving. Rabbun Ghafur. And then in the next ayah said, Fa'aradu. Fa'aradu means what? But they turn away. They don't want to follow the instruction. We don't know from the instruction come from whom. Is it Dawood or Sulaiman or another prophet? According to the tafsir, just I was reading when I was sitting in the mosque just now, one of the tafsir, it is said there was Allah sent another 12 prophets to these people. To this, why Allah punished them? Because Allah sent 12 prophets. Who are those prophets? Anybody have idea? Maybe those who are reading the classic, you read Bibles, right? You read sometime.
Me?
Yeah.
I read, but
Yeah. Have you come across anything about that one?
I can't remember the names.
12 prophets sent to these people, to the Saba'iyan. So, since all of them remind them about this, the punishment of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, to thanks Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, to worship Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and they are not listening. And until according to the story, this narration, I don't know to what extent this narration is true or not. Even Balqis was there. Balqis built the palace there, and she was reminding, and they was very arrogant, and then she left.
Now, question.
Yeah.
You were saying that Dawood Sulaiman were in Yemen, but isn't the Haikal built by Nabi Sulaiman in Palestine?
Can be.
So, are you saying that they emigrated from Yemen to Palestine?
That's what I'm asking. Is it the normal story go on? Dawood, Sulaiman built the Haikal there, right? And also the Baitul Maqdis and so on. That is the known story, right?
Yeah.
But here the question is, Balqis, where is the location of the Balqis?
Yemen.
Yemen. So, and if we want to ask many questions about this one, we can ask, how about the Hud?
My understanding is Balkis is in Yemen, but Sulaiman is some other places in Palestine.
Okay.
Because there's the gene, the Hud semua tu. So actually, the proximity to because within like a split second, the palace was
Brought.
destroyed.
Yeah.
So we don't know the technology there kan with the gene semua. So maybe it is in Sulaiman and Daud is in Palestine, but Sabah is in Yemen. My understanding lah.
So you're saying that Dawood and Sulaiman were ruling Yemen from Palestine through the use of the jinn.
That also possible. But why? The Hud cross all the what is that? All the regions, go to the Yemen, found the Balkis there, worshipping idols, worshipping what is that?
Sun.
The sun and moon and so on. And why the Hud didn't see those people? Remember the Amr ibn what? Luhai brought the idols, worshipping idols in Makkah, the same time. about 1,100 years worshipping. So, and according to the researchers, the Mufassirun, the Sabah and the Balqis is near Sana'a, few miles only, close to the Sana'a. So you need to think. I also need to think. I also don't know. I'm searching for information. Is it logical to ask that kind of question? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? So, and then again we found that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, if that information is true, 12 prophets were sent to these people. Sabah is very important because there was a big flood, that happened because of their arrogance, and because they are not worshipping the one God, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Allah sent them the Sail al-Arim. Have you heard about this Sail al-Arim? It's mentioned in the same verse. Let me read the فَأَعْرَضُوا فَأَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ سَيْلَ الْعَرِمِ وَبَدَّلْنَاهُمْ بِجَنَّتَيْهِمْ جَنَّتَيْنِ ذَوَاتَيْ أُكُلٍ خَمْطٍ وَأَثْلٍ وَشَيْءٍ مِّن سِدْرٍ قَلِيلٍ. But they turned away from Allah, and we sent against them the flood released from the dams, and we converted their 2 gardens into gardens producing bitter fruit. 16, 15, 16 semua is interrelated, and bitter fruits, okay, and tamarisks, and then some few of us stunted lot trees, bidara, pokok bidara, and bitter fruits, and some trees which is no fruit, very rarely producing fruits. Okay, so it means, and according to the Mufassirun, they said this flood is not a simple flood. It's like I don't know how to, is it same flood like the Nuh alayhi salam's time, or lesser than that, or how? We don't have much information. And according to the Mufassirun, it already demolished the whole city, whole region. So that is my question. Okay. So because the idol worshippers, as we mentioned earlier, it started about 300 or 400 years before Christ, so which means can be at this time during this time. Where we mentioned here, right? Because this time. Okay. Any question? Share? No? Anything you want to share? Or are you still thinking?
Prophet Ibrahim and Ismail built the Kaaba.
Build the Kaaba, okay.
So from their time, right until Prophet Muhammad's time, then only they are the only 3 prophets that has been in the Kaaba. The rest was not mentioned that.
Yeah, that is another question, The 3 prophets, who are they?
Ismail, Ibrahim, and Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the?
Yes. That's another question. Why? If Sulaiman, who lived after this period, who is close, who can already, we can see, he already come to the, Yemen, maybe through the jinn or whatever, I don't know. So, why didn't pay attention to the Kaaba, who are worshipping?
The Kaaba was continued, the Kaaba continued to happen even before Rasulullah SAW, because in the Quran it mentioned that they were doing tawaf in Nectar,
Yes.
singing and dancing.
Yeah, they already.
That means they were already doing all these rituals in the Kaaba. It's not that don't know they went to the Kaaba.
No, my question is the Prophet.
The prophets, the
Prophet,
prophets.
not the people. I know the Kaaba and the people were doing. But my question is from Ibrahim AS all the way to Prophet Muhammad. It means only these three that was at the area yang pergi ke Kaaba.
Kaabah.
Yeah, the rest of them, none of them will be mentioned that they've been.
Yes.
So that is my main question.
But what I want to understand is that the Kaaba at that point become an idol worshipping center.
Uh-huh.
I mean Kaaba was originally daripada Nabi Adam alaihissalam anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
And when as manusia progresses, Kaaba was neglected until Ibrahim came. And when Ibrahim and Ismail put up the Kaaba, then it's reinstated lagi. But then sampai along manusia ni, then the Kaaba became, instead of a center of worshipping Allah, it became the center of idol worshipping.
Yes, they will know. My question is, why was the situation? Is there any information that any of the other prophets, since that now it's supposed to be a center for Allah, then maybe is there any information that other prophets have
Came to that region.
that is my question.
Because the
That-
proper Hajj came from the time of
Yes.
Yeah, that the people from the Arabs come to the Hajj, and in addition to that, the one new information we have this one about the Saba'iyan. If it is in Yemen, it already well established since 11 centuries ago. 11 centuries. 11 centuries already well established, but the inhabitant already be there since 25 centuries ago, which means during the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So, and then many great things happened there, which is mentioned in the Quran, the Sailil Arim.
But then again, Muhammad Nabi
Sallallahu
Muhammad
Alaihi Wasallam.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when the Hajj requirement came it's to remember what happened during Ibrahim. So that's the Safa Marwa ni.
Okay.
So, I don't know, but perhaps during Muhammad Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam time only come that the requirement for the Hajj and all that.
But the
No.
monastic,
It's already there since the Ibrahim alayhi salam.
But then the Safa Marwa mesti tak ada kan?
Oh, that is during the time of Ibrahim, because it is Hajar. Hajar is doing that Safa Marwa.
Tapi masa tu I know, tapi that then but during that terlalu recent for them to have that sort of remembrance, isn't it? I mean, all the steps that happened during Ibrahim was, how do you say? It's what we have currently had is to remember what happened during Ibrahim's time.
Okay, maybe if I may interject here. Maybe what you try to relate is the Sharia to the Hajj.
Yes, the
During
Sharia.
that time when Rasulullah is different from the time off from Nabi Ibrahim and Nabi Ismail until before Rasulullah. It's just like the Salah of Nabi Muhammad SAW is different from Nabi Musa.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Right.
But the way I look at it is the same. The Sharia in regard to the Hajj, I don't know about the Mina. I think it is the same. Because why? Because when you describe about the Arab tribes, when they distribute the responsibility to all these tribes, you do this. So it is mentioned about the Muzdalifah, from Muzdalifah to Mina, they have people in charge there. So it means there is nothing. In Hajj is very simple, right? You have the Tawaf, you have the Sa'i, then you go to the Mina, then you go to the Arafah, then you did the Jamarat. The Jamarat did by Ibrahim alayhi salam, right? Then you do. So it's same. What we are practicing is same. I don't think so. There is something different.
Or maybe the difference is between the practices at the same, but they add on to it.
Maybe lah.
Like what we believe that the other day you said, the Muslim who are Muslim,
Ah.
Muslim who is Shara,
Yeah, maybe that is possible lah, but we didn't look into the detail about what is the Sharia of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Is it exactly same or not? Then we need to do further research lah. Yeah, and of course Ibrahim and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam very much same, but maybe there are some slight difference. Wallahu alam.
Perhaps it becomes diluted or diverted because of the
yeah, but since of course, as we mentioned in the last class also, how the distortion, alteration, all those happen during the time of this what is that? Amr ibn Luhai. Okay, and we remember when every pilgrimage come to Hajj, they give an idol, go and put in your house, distributing. In the last class we mentioned, right? Each one come nowadays. For example, when you go for Hajj, the Saudi government give you what?
Quran.
The Quran. But in the past, after the time of the Amr ibn Luhai, he distribute idols. So that is a kind of alteration, distortion in the religion of Ibrahim alayhi salam, which come later. So that is the significant point which we are discussing about the Amr ibn Luhai. It means that happened about 350 years before Christ, which means during this period, as we mentioned. Right? So the question is why what is that? The other prophets didn't pay attention to the Kaaba, whereas we already have the Daud and Sulaiman, if that is what my imagination is correct. Because the Sabaiyan specifically mentioned about in the Quran about the Sabah, about the Balkis, about the Sail al-Arim and so on. So just
But then there's also the direction of the Qiblat prior to Nabi Muhammad SAW was in Bethlehem, right?
Yeah.
There's also that story.
Yeah.
How to connect the rest of the...
Yeah, that also another question. Why not since that time, why not to Kaaba? Right? Because if it is the religion of Ibrahim is already there, why not since that time also to the Kaaba? If there is not exist Kaaba at the time, it's okay, but it already exists since the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Right? Why all the prophets need to face to that Bait al-Maqdis and so on, right? So that all are question. I don't know the answer. Okay, so never mind. So just to make you think about that one. Then if you go to the rulership of Yemen, after you see here, in 650 years before Christ, 650 years, which means here, right? During this time, again during this time, before Zachariah, okay, they already have in Yemen kings called Makrib Sabah. You remember this date, 600, you have in your notes, 650 years before Christ, you already have kings. Okay, and then from 650 years before Christ until 115 here, also here, same. All this happened in this period. Can you imagine this one? Everything happened in this after Yunus. Here, this from 600 BC until 115 BC, the term Makrib Sabah changed to kings of the Sabah. They removed which means the word Fir'aun means what? Pharaohs, yeah. Fir'aun means title to that, the kings of those days. There is not only one Fir'aun, there are many Fir'aun. Okay, so similarly, so the kings in the Yemen before this period, that is before 115, okay, they was called Makrib Sabah. Makrib Sabah. After that, after 115 before Christ, which means close to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they already changed to what? Kings, Malik, Malikus Sabah, Malikatus Sabah. Have you heard about this name, Malikatus Sabah? It's very commonly known in some places. They sell the atar, Malikatus Sabah, or Malikatus Sabah, I'm not sure. Okay. Then from 115 before Christ until 300 after Christ. Until here, you see this information. 115 here to where? To 300, which means after Isa alayhi salam, about 270 years before the birth of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, starting from here, 115 until 300 AD. 300 here. Okay. Here is very important. There was a rule ship called Himyar. Have you heard about Himyar? Himyar. You have in the book. Himyar. In Arabic, you call it Himyar. Himyar. Okay, this is very important. This is very important. You have to remember this one. Himyar. Okay. After this Himyar, tribe of Himyar conquered kingdom of Sabah during this time and took Redan for capital instead of Ma'rib. There was capital for this Saba'iyan. Okay. Then when this this Himyar tribe take over, they change their capital to where? Redan. They call Redan. Where I also don't know. This is the city in Yemen. Then from 300 AD, this is very important also. 300 AD until the prophethood, until Islam rise in Yemen, witnessed a lot of disorder and turmoil. You see, after 300 during this period, 300 to the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how many years I said? 270 years. So during this year, 270 years, many kind of disorder that happened in this region. Where? In Yemen. Turmoil, fighting, war. Okay, among those things, how many things that happened? Do anyone of you remember? What other things happened? You mentioned in your book. Huh? What do you call it? Yeah, what do you call it in Arabic? Ashabul ukhdud was-samai dhatil buruj wal yawmil maw'ud wa syahidin wa mashhud qutila ashabul ukhdud. Ashabul ukhdud.
Those people, the soldiers were from Yemen.
Who are these? Soldiers where?
Yeah, they're from Yemen.
Ashabul ukhdud. Who are these people? Who are they?
They are idol worshippers.
Idol worshippers or the Christians?
No, they kill the Christians.
They kill the Christians. Okay, right. Who are the person? Who are the person who killed the what? The idol worshippers or the Christians? Okay, here is two information which is different than the one I found in the book. It is mentioned this. Have you heard about this Abu Nawas? Zun Nawas, not Abu Nawas. Zun Nawas. It is said he is a Jew. In your book, it is said as a Jew, but in Tafsir Ibn Kathir, I was referring to that. It is said he is a mushrik. Okay, he is a mushrik. And this 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 is the one who what? Who fight against these Christians. Sheikh, what is her name? Amin. It is mentioned here in year 523, which means about how many years? 47 years before the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? There was a person called, a king called, no, before that, Abu Nawas, sorry, what is that? Zu Nawas in 523. So what he did, he is the one mentioned in the Ashabul Ukhdud. He dispatched a great campaign against Christians of Najran, forced them to convert to Judaism. Okay, but they refused to do so. Okay, when they refused to do so, refused to convert to Judaism, then he burned them. Ashabul Ukhdud, An-Nari Dhatil Waqud. Okay, so these are the Christians. Orang Christian. Okay, orang Christians. So you know how many thousand? This is a big number. How many numbers? A great massacre mentioned in the Quran. It is mentioned in the Quran about 20, not the Quran, in the tafsir, 20,000. 20,000. Can you imagine 20,000 people at that time? How they dig the hole? All these are question, you know. How they nowadays they can use the, what is that? Apa tu? Escalator ke this. What during those days to put 20,000 people? It's not that easy job. How they did it? Wallahu alam. I also don't know. Yeah, this sometimes when we read, we need to ask this kind of question: how that can happen? You know, when it is mentioned about this, you all aware of this Zulkarnain, right? When it is mentioned in the Quran, how these people of the Ya'juj Ma'juj, a group of people asked Zulkarnain to build this this barrier to stop from the Ya'juj Ma'juj come and destroy the people's city or place, and he made this barrier made of what? Made of iron. Then he put the copper. Burn is the iron and the copper. How they did? In not this, what is that? Yeah, I was sometimes asking how they burn it, and it is said that the amount is not little. It is until reach the mountains. How you burn that? Use what? So there's a big question. And then until now they cannot break it. Have you visited that place?
Where is that place?
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan.
Oh.
Near that area.
Okay, let's go.
Near the near the Caucasus.
Break the barrier.
Yeah, you break. But in fact, there are people, researchers already go there, and they try to cut the metal, but they fail to cut. Big cari pasal. Yeah, but we don't know. Maybe it is possible because Allah promised that. Sulaiman, what is that? Zulkarnain, he mentioned, قال هذا رحمة من ربي فإذا جاء وعد ربي جعله دكا وكان وعد ربي حقا, which means there will be time comes and it will be. Yeah, that is Allah's job, and these people is going to.
Why he built that
Huh? Why he built? Why? Because these people, group of people, asked Zulkarnain to put a barrier, what is that? Abstaining this Ya'juj, Ma'juj come and attack them, because these people, I don't know what is the name of the people. No, there's no name. People, because after Zulkarnain had been appointed as a king, he was traveling to the east, to the west, right? And he was doing his duty at monitoring all his people. So these people asking him to back a barrier, stopping the Ya'juj Ma'juj come to their place. So that is the thing happened. Okay. Mashallah, we already go from Sulaiman to Ya'juj Ma'juj already. Okay, all that because we want to know this Ashabul Ukhdud. Okay, so don't forget, in order to know about this before the birth of the Prophet ﷺ almost close. So we must know about this story of Ashabul Ukhdud. For further reading, tak ada, Zulkarnain tak ada sini. I don't know where he is, because he is not the prophet. He's not the prophet. But name of the Zulkarnain mentioned in the Quran. And just now I mentioned to you about the 12 prophets, not mentioned also in the Quran. But prophets are more than the messengers. Messengers, 25 names only are mentioned in the Quran. But there are thousands of prophets. If you can imagine 12% to this place, to these Ashabu Sabah, to remind them from not committing sin and so on. So how about the others? We don't know. Okay. Okay, so for the detail you may refer to Surah 85, verse number 4. Then, you know, still it is mentioned in the tafsir, when these people, Ashabul Ukhdud, have been killed by this Dhu Nawas, all of them have been killed except only one. And he went to the neighboring ruler, that is Najashi. You see Najashi, have you heard about Najashi? So Najashi also come in here. Okay, they went get some assistance from Najashi, and then he sent the assistant of two person. This what is their name? Let me check the name. Can't remember the name. You see, so he first this one the one person who saved from this disaster is his name is Daus Dhu Tha'laban. Okay, Daus Dhu Tha'laban. Maybe you cannot find this one in Google. Just search in the Google. Okay, so he went to see the what is that? King of the Sham, king of the Caesar in Sham. Then he was a Christian. You know this. Remember this name, Daus. He went to king of Syria, Sham. Sham, and then he was a Christian. Then he sent a message to Najashi. So Najashi, he was the king in Habasha, Ethiopia, because he was close to this place, the burning, this Ashabul Ukhdud. So what happened? He sent to these two leaders. One is Aryat, another one is Abraha. You see that the name of Abraha is coming here, who was sent by Najashi. The first name is Aryat, Another one is Abraha ibnu Sabah. Ha? Tak ada. Ini tafsir Ibn Katsir. Okay. Okay. So what happened? And they fought with this Zul Nawas. They fought with them, and he already died in the battle. Okay. Then what happened? These two are fighting. These two leaders are fighting. Abraha and Aryat. Okay. And then this Aryat able to injure this Abraha. Okay. And after some time, this Aryat have been killed. Okay. This is long story. I'm shortening the story. Then Abraha, after he already cured from the injury, okay, he want to please, because when they're fighting, these two Amir, these two leaders are fighting among themselves, the Najashi become angry. You know, he was very angry because they are doing this, why they are not united. So what happened, in order to please this Najashi, Abraha told him that I'm going to build a big church. First you want to build a big church to please whom? Najashi. And then second thing, so that he can bring these people of those who are approaching, going to Mecca, he want to bring them. So Najashi was very happy. Okay. Then after that, then only he decided to demolish the Kaaba. Okay. So how it started demolishing of the Kaaba, and that is mentioned in the Surah Fil. Okay. That is the story about the thing. Okay. So when this Yemeni side, or the rulership of Yemen, so these are the major things that happened lah. Okay, starting from how they established their kingdom and so on. Okay. Any question until that point? That time is correct, right? Okay. Anything to discuss? Any point? I hope you all read. So so then only we can discuss. Otherwise, there's no point I'm reading, because this is a Sirah, right? So Sirah, you have to read before you come. Then we will highlight some of the important points. Then we will discuss. Okay. So this is the Yemen rulership is very important. Then after that, there is another 4 more. I think it is very easy for you to understand that one, because I already covered the difficult part. And you have another kingdom or rulership in Hijaz. This was already highlighted. Do you remember when we discussed about the tribes in Hijaz last time, starting from Ismail alayhi salam and so on, and how the tribes has been distributed, their jobs, so you can easily find in those pages. And then you have until there was a war between these tribes in Hijaz. Okay, then you have rulership in Hira. Okay, also same. Hira is near. First, another thing, you need to know all these regions, because when we will discuss in the Fathul Makkah, you know Fathul Makkah, right? Which means year 8 of Hijrah. So when all tribes are very important, because all these tribes, many of the tribes will come. So when we mention all these names, you already have some idea. All these tribes where they have their their territory and their responsibility coming now, the Arabs and non-Arabs coming. So it will connect with the Fathul Makkah time. Okay, so that's why I'm saying now I can erase this one. Can you erase, Okay, where is this Hijaz? Let's see if I can put it this. Am I right? Like this? Right or not? It's like that, roughly, right? So here is Yemen, right? Ethiopia is Habasha in this side, right? And Yemen is here, right? And then Syria is here, up there, right? And then you have Himyar, all mentioned here already. What I mentioned? Hira. Syria, Hira, and what? You have mentioned here five. Yemen, then you have Hira, then you have Syria. Hira is somewhere here. It's in both places here and here. There are two tribes mentioned in your book. Hijaz, then what? Then you have another region you call Pan-Arabia. Pan-Arabia should be somewhere here. They are mixed around this area, middle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Yemen, Hira, Syria. Yemen, Hira, Syria, Hijaz. Oh, I didn't mention the Hijaz, which is the most important one. Okay, this is Yemen. This is Yemen, smaller. This is the Hijaz in the middle. Roughly, you get the idea, right? But the map is not like this. Okay, so any question you want to ask, Sheikh? Our Sheikh, big Sheikh? Am I talking very fast, or I need your comment because I assume all of you understand, you know. So,
Because I skipped some classes. Because I skipped the previous classes.
But since you already had a book, yeah. That sister, new sister, right? You're newly coming here?
I came the first few classes.
First few classes.
Yeah,
This new, right?
I was here.
First. So you may read the whole, because Sirah is most of the historical information, only some of the things we need to clarify, right? The rest you can understand. So not like mathematics. Okay, Sheikh, you?
Actually, I also missed the different classes.
So don't miss again.
Yeah. Inshallah.
When you miss, then you may blur some of the things, right? Because it is a kind of continuation. So anything you want to ask? So, the other things about the what? About the social. This is also another important thing. Social aspect of the what? Of the Arabs. Religion already completed, religion already finished, and then aspect of pre-Islamic Arabian society. Here in the book, in that book, he has mentioned three topics. One, the social life of the Arabs. It start with the status of women, and in some part of some society of the Arabs, they have both the nobility of the woman and also the humiliating the women also he mentioned, and then about the 4 types of marriage in regard to Arab social life. Have you read about that one? 4 types of marriage. Specifically mentioned about that one. And then he mentioned also about the Bedouin's deep-seated emotional attachment to his clan, this Qabila. And then he mentioned about the economic situation there, what is the important thing in their life. Trading was the most common means of providing their needs of life, and then industry was alien to the Arab people. They normally just trading lah, go to the south, north, and so on, but they have no the big business industrial work. And then he mentioned about the third topic about the ethic. Here he mentioned several points. Maybe I can read all this one. Hospitality, okay, they are very good. Keeping a covenant, sense of honor, and firm will, determination, forbearance, and mildness, pure and simple Bedouin life. He mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points there. How they are so honest and truthfulness and so on. Okay, so all those points, I think you can read. Can you read or not? Okay, these 6 points. 6 points. How this will reflect the social life of the Arabian. Any question? I notice all of you so tired, I think. Because no discussion, no asking question.
Reading on the part that you said the 4 types of marriage. I got the shock.
You are reading the 4 types of marriage. Very simple. One is the marriage, normal marriage.
Weird.
Weird, huh? Or you can, don't be surprised. There are such kind of things. Very recently I discovered in Kenya. They have the not third. I think the 4th type of marriage they have in Kenya. You know what is the 4th type, right?
Including Mota.
No.